So Steffi and I are out for our morning walk, and we came someplace that we had never been before, and we had to climb a mountain. So my thought today is, if you want to be on top, be prepared to climb a mountain, right? Something's peed on that and she smells it. Trying to get her in a little bit better shape. I'm taking off today and not going to be here to walk her tomorrow, so really want to get in a good walk. So we climbed a mountain. So being on top of this mountain, we can look over this very deep hollow and see the next mountain over. Tim said Joe and I bought all that. I didn't know that. Our neighbor. Hey Steffi, we having fun? You can see cattle haven't been in here. See how the grass hasn't been grazed, or it's just laying over. This would be a beautiful house spot. Wait till you see the mountain I climbed to get here. I mean, it is a bit of a road. It would be a beautiful house spot if you could get water and electricity up here, and I'm sure you could. These modern conveniences. The sun's just peeking up. It's probably about 7:30, not 7:30 yet. And I was going to get out at 6:30, but I looked at the weather and said 100% chance of rain at 7. Never believe that lying weatherman. Never believe that lying weatherman. So I do see dark clouds over there, but I grabbed a rain jacket and now I'm it's around my waist. I've gotten hot. The sun was up and we decided, rain or shine, we're going to get a good walk in this morning before I sat in the van for 6 hours. Yeah. So I tied her to that tree to get some pictures, and I stepped back and I felt a snake under my shoe. You know, that wiggle, wiggle, slither, slither. Like, ah! Actually, I didn't scream. I just moved. I removed myself from that spot. And with all these leaves, he was under the leaves. I did not see him. But I felt him. Little Mr. No Shoulders. Mm-hmm. Woo! So this is interesting when you walk in the hills and the hollers. In the bottom, it's way cooler than in the summertime. You can really feel it. That's Joey's house. Let me zoom in. Where we went the other day on the... Oh, sorry. I'm terrible at this. The dog pulled on me. Quit pulling on me. So that's Joey's house. But now we're going to walk down this very steep hill, which is no problem because we just walked up this very steep hill. So here's the deal. If you want to live on top of a mountain, that's great. You're going to have to climb a hill. You're going to be on top, you got to climb a mountain. Come on, Steffi. Come on, Steffi, let's go. I'm not even packed yet. Of course, I'm the kind of person that if you said, hey, plane's leaving in an hour, it takes 45 minutes to get to the airport, can you be ready? Absolutely no problem. Through my life of travel, I keep a few things in my bag all the time, and that is earplugs, what I call an eyeball bra to cover your eyes so you can sleep, and clean wash rags, because no matter where I go, I bring my own wash rags, because no one has wash rags like I like to wash my face with. And I mean, that's what I typically just always keep in there. So those 3 items to prepare to sleep, right? Clean face, earplugs if things are bothering me, and my eyeball bra. That's pretty steep. So I watched this video one time of this race, and it was probably in another country. And it was grassy. These hundreds of people are running downhill. Well, gravity was not kind to them, and they were, I shouldn't laugh, but they were running downhill, and they were rolling downhill, head over heels, head down, feet up, head down, feet up. I'm sorry, I find these things funny. And rolling body, your head at one end and your feet at the other, tumbling. Anyway, I'm quite sure there were fractures and broke bones after that. Kind of reminds me of, come on, some of these horse races that the horses would be running down this hill. So that's okay if your horse is used to it. It's not okay if your horse is not used to it and carrying a rider, because it's never okay to put your goals in front of your principles, and your goal to win should never put your horse's life in danger. If you break your horse's leg, he's dead. So that's not okay. So here we are at the bottom. Yay! This would just make a lovely house spot up there. But there's a creek you got to cross, and that would be a problem unless you got a really, really good culvert. You need to get a bulldozer in here. So here's water coming off this mountain here. You can see that. It's called a wet water creek. It's just a dry creek bed. It's not really even much of a creek bed, to tell you the truth. Well, there is some gravel in there, so as it rains and all this water comes off this mountain, it flows right down here to the head of these hollows. This is not just one hollow. This is the head of 4 hollows. So this creek right here is a really big, deep, holds lots of water creek. So you'd have to cross this creek to get to your house. And I'm not saying I ever want to live on top of a mountain. I don't, but see this creek. And you can see the water has gotten up to there. Oh, you can see how that's washed. This is where I like to walk along the banks and look for artifacts, because it is where you find them. Where the water has washed out the in fact, I think I saw a piece of flint down there, which is, we have limestone here. Anyway, it's a pretty deep creek, holds lots of water. Probably gotten up even over that little ridge. Isn't this a beautiful little meadow? It's a beautiful little meadow. Hey! So today, I have already gotten to come out and pray and walk my dog and enjoy a little cardio. Her tongue's hanging out. Mine was too when I got on top of that hill. It's just another mountain. Come on. We gotta jog a little. I'm holding my jacket. I've got to turn this off and tie my jacket back around me. So this isn't a bad crossing at all. I don't know who stuck that culvert in there. A culvert to nowhere, right? Has no exit. Like, who would do that? The culvert to nowhere. So they really built this up. But if it was a flash flood, you couldn't get over this and get home. Because you can see all these hills. This is the... Oops, my battery's low. My battery's low. We better get back. All right, we're going to jog up this hill. So one reason I love climbing hills is because as a child, I had very few people in my life that told me I could succeed or that I could make it, and just the opposite. I had people telling me that, people in control of my life telling me that I would never be anything and that I couldn't do it. That's all I ever heard. How stupid and dumb I was, and how I could never do that. I could never do that. So it always feels empowering to me to run up a half a mile of hill, because this feels so empowering to prove to myself again and again, with God, all things are possible, and I absolutely can. Don't pee on your leash. I just dropped the leash. With God, all things are possible, and I can make it. And I am going to be on the top because I am willing to climb that mountain. Yeah. Willing to climb that mountain, Steffi. We're headed to the top. So we've got to walk out, and we're at the bottom. And we got to walk back up. You can't even see the top to the road to get back home. But it's been a fabulous walk this morning. Praise God. Fabulous walk. The wind's not blowing, and it's probably 60 degrees out here.